Yes, hello and welcome to Inside the Circuit, the show that brings you the latest news and insights from the world of Roborace, tech and auto. My name's Rachel Stringer and I'll be your show host for this evening and actually for the next couple of weeks as well. And I'm super excited to be here with you tonight because we have a great show lined up for you. And actually, if you have any questions about Roborace, technology or auto, drop us a line here on Roborace, which is at Roborace on all the social media channels, or you can even drop me a line if you want to, and I'll try and answer any questions that you have. I'm Rachel_Stringer on Instagram, or Rach Stringer on Twitter. I know that's slightly confusing, two different names. Anyway, there you go. Well, let's talk a little bit about Roborace. If you don't know what it is, I'm sorry, but I don't know where you've been for the last goodness knows how long now. This show has been going for ages and Roborace has been a thing for quite some time now. But okay, let me kind of just fill you in with exactly what Roborace is. So it is the world's first fully autonomous, all-electric racing series. The only one on the planet, I may add. And currently we're halfway through season beta. And this is a developmental series. So basically it allows all the teams who are competing to develop their AI, their racing drivers. And this is the last time they can do this season before we go to season 1, which is going to be getting underway later on in the year. That's when things get super serious, okay? And they're all kind of building at the moment towards our next mission, which is mission 5, and that's coming your way next month in June. So we're super excited for that. And that will also be played host at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway circuit, where we've had the last couple of rounds, actually. It's very cool that we're there. It's the original home of Roborace as well. So all the teams kind of, when allowed, travel over there, and the Roborace cars are based there as well. Okay, so before we get into Roborace a little bit more and what's to come on our show, I want to fill you in with a little bit of news which has been happening. So you might have heard of Extreme. That's another all-electric racing series which launched earlier this year, and it launched to around 17.8 million people. Watch that, okay? The second leg of Extreme is coming your way shortly. And I mean, 17.8 million people watching it. No wonder it caught the eye of this very important person.
At the end.
Oh, you did?
Awesome.
That's awesome. Good job.
Love that.
Fun enough.
Yeah.
I have to say, you was really pushing on. I was like, right.
Well, the Duke of Sussex there, loving that. He was actually at Knock Hill Circuit earlier on in the week, and he was with Katie Munnings, who she's actually preparing for the second stage of Extreme, which is taking place in Senegal this coming weekend. He looked like he loved it, didn't he? And Katie was saying, yeah, I was just saying break. Maybe he was getting a little bit too excited. I mean, I would if I was in one of those cars. So it's great to have him kind of really interested in what's happening with electric racing. And, you know, he's been showing actually a keen interest in sustainable motor racing now for a while, because he actually founded the Earthshot Prize in 2020, which is a project which actually aims to discover and scale the best solutions to help repair our planet over the next 10 years. And I mean, it's great, isn't it, to see the projects like Extreme, which completely demonstrate just how innovative solutions can do just that. And I'm kind of looking at the Duke of Sussex and going, well, if you want to have a look and get involved in any other racing series, I've got a pretty cool one here as well. Okay, let's move on then. So today, we're actually kicking off a new series on the show where we spotlight the companies and the universities behind our competing teams. And for episode 1 today, we're going to be taking a look at Arrival. And Arrival, they're a zero emissions commercial vehicle manufacturer. And next year, they'll be bringing out some buses and vans, which will be hitting the road. So keep your eyes peeled for that. But right now, let's find out a little bit more about these guys. This is Arrival.
I'm getting this question like why Rival is different many times, and I would say that actually everything is different. People, culture, technologies we are using, materials, components, method of manufacturing. The only thing which probably similar to other companies is that our products called van and bus, but everything else is different. Automotive industry, in the way how it is now, was developing for more than 100 years, and it was a lot of innovations and a lot of optimization with the process. And today we believe that industry is on the maximum level of efficiency. What we understood today that is not enough, because we still get vehicles which are expensive and that are not sustainable. And that's why we started the Rival in January 2015 with the idea to reinvent the way vehicles are made.
And one of the things that makes our approach different is our microfactory approach to assembling and manufacturing vehicles. A microfactory is a much, much simpler process as compared to a legacy automotive manufacturing plant. A typical automotive assembly plant takes literally years to construct. We can do that whole thing in 6 months or less. So it's maybe 1/6 the amount of time and maybe 1/10 of the CapEx, if that.
The vehicle, the way how they design today, cannot be assembled by microfactories. The vehicle must be designed to be assembled by microfactories. If you take a normal car today, only to make the body system, you need to have at least 1,000 robots. In our case, all assembly process is less than 70 robots.
The brief was really clear from the start. How do we build vehicles at price parity with a conventional diesel vehicle? Now, what that means when you're putting a large, expensive, heavy battery into a vehicle is that you need to make the body system lighter and lower cost. If you were to take a conventional steel panel and compare it to ours, then we're less than half the weight. The materials that we're developing are thermoplastic-based composites, and we can recycle those an infinite number of times. We have far higher ductility, and what that means is the panel rebounds from impact. So rather than having to repair or replace, our panels actually survive much longer out in the field, massively reducing the potential repair bills for our customers.
When you look at our elements components, they're modular. They're based on a 10 by 10 grid. They're stackable, they're plug and play. It's amazing. Designing our products ourselves, owning the IP, giving us the ability to upgrade that, prioritize the products that we need. It's easy installation, easy replacement, agility for the future.
We invented grid-based components, new material technologies to do the body systems, and a new software to manage our factories and also in-vehicle software. So if you combine all those things together, microfactories, components, materials, and the software, those are enabling technologies which makes it possible to make best-in-class vehicles.
We always get the question, why commercial vehicles first? And it's actually because it's an underserved market. So right now you have very few vehicles that you can go and get, and you're not able to do anything bespoke or custom with those vehicles. You get what you get. It's a market that cares about the total cost of operating, which electric vehicles enable, and Arrival further enhances that. And then it's a growing market. It's a large segment. There's 2 million vans by 2025, a total addressable market over 280 billion. And Arrival has the best-in-class product. We're able to scale rapidly. We're able to really use the technologies to enable these customers to improve their operations. We can work with cities and customers, and we can create those at any volume, again, using the same microfactory. So it's a win-win on both sides.
It's a perfect time for companies like us to step into this industry and actually change it. We found a way how to break the rule of economy of scale. We have much better product, green product, but it also has better pricing as well. And this perfect combination where you don't need to have a compromise between being green or being efficient. So with our products, it comes together.
That was a brief glimpse there, wasn't it, of Arrival, and I can't wait to see their fleet of buses and vans hit the road in not too distant future, we hope. It looks very smart. I'm very impressed with everything that goes on with Arrival, and we'll actually be kind of delving deeper into the other companies as well behind our teams in the coming weeks. So do come back and join us if you want to hear more about the other competing teams as well. But Arrival, well, they're working really hard at the moment on the creation of this autonomous driver, which we see in Roborace, of course. We said that Roborace gives them the opportunity to test their autonomous driving algorithms, and I think it also gives them a chance to have a bit of fun in the competition throughout season beta, and also other related challenges. You might be going, what other related challenges are you going on about? Well, one in particular. Okay, they have one which is the Lucas Challenge, and Lucas actually refers to Lucas de Grassi, the former Formula E world champion, and it's quite exciting if you don't know much about it. So they basically want to see if their AI can challenge a human racing driver. Sounds simple, it's not that simple. And Lucas de Grassi, that is the guy they have, which Roborace has their eyes set on trying to go faster than. It's super exciting, I love it, check this out.
Writing the software for a racing car, probably it's every boy's dream.
The AI hardware is the eyes and ears, the cameras, the radars, the lidars. They all add inputs to the software, which the software can then make decisions against.
Our challenge is simple as possible, to set the faster time than Lucas de Grassi.
We continue pushing, we continue adding more and more features to eventually be not only quicker but also smarter than the human behind the steering wheel, which allows us to develop and test autonomous driving algorithms, but also to make it fun with the competition and the challenge.
Arrival. Their ADS team have created one of the fastest racing AIs on the planet.
I hope I can still beat it, but deeply I want the team to be very, very fast.
The fight is still on and it's all to play for.
Well, joining me now then is the lead on the development team at Arrival, Pavel Savinkov. Pavel, thanks so much for joining us. And before we get into a whole load of questions that I have up my sleeve, what does your job at Arrival entail? Tell me a little bit about it.
Well, actually, it's simple as possible. My main goal is just to deliver the software by the time. And also, I have to build the confidence in our software, just that we can show the top performance during the show. And that's mainly it. I'm starting just by collecting the requirements from the project, from the main goal of that, and then just decomposing it to the features, to the developers and testing parts, and trying to help them to sort this.
I love how simple you make that sound, because I know there's a whole lot more to it than that. I'm going to go back and push you on what you just said in a short while, but how does someone like yourself get into a job, lead on the development team at a company like Arrival? What kind of processes had to be put in place for you to be here today?
Well, to be honest, I joined Arrival as an engineer for the motion control development, and then together with product owner, we just realized that we need to build a team, because there are lots of opportunities and there are lots of aspects in this kind of area of the development process. That's why for now, I'm leading the group of motion control, and at the same time I'm leading the Arrival race team. That's simple again as possible, but when you love it, it's always simple, because when it's your passion, it's really easy.
Talk us through what a regular day possibly could look like for you. I'd love to know a little bit about a normal day.
Well, we start our day from the sync up with all our team, and then we just go through the issues which we raised before, and then we're discussing how we're gonna solve this problem. So how we're gonna test that, and what is our goal from this. And that's mainly it. I'm just trying to dive with the problem with the development, and with the problem with the testing, and then just going through the whole day. And that's mainly it.
A lot of testing, a lot of challenges, I'm sure, a lot of kind of changing.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Well, in terms of Roborace then, Pavel, how long have you been a part of this specific project with the team, and kind of, I guess, what does that kind of day-to-day look like for you?
Well, it's quite interesting question, I would say, because for now we have lots of projects around racing. As you know, we have Lucas Challenge here and we have Beta as well. And until now, we were quite separated because there are different goals. In the Lucas Challenge, we were mainly focused on motion control development, and our goal was just to set fastest lap time. That's mainly. And in Roborace Season Beta, our main focus is path planning tools. So it's more dynamic environment. It's more about avoiding the obstacles and so on. That's why before that moment, and for now, as I'm new in the role of the racing team, we decided that we need just to build a single core of the Arrival autonomous racing. And it means that we're gonna combine all the goals, and our system just should answer on the three main questions. Who? Anyone. Where? At every racing track. How? In a really crazy way in terms of vehicle dynamics, because we shouldn't drive just by simply controlling the vehicle and also driving at the limits of handling, but we also have to know how to stabilize that, because the main goal of the Season Beta and Lucas Challenge is just about performance and racing algorithms, because here we are developing autonomous driving systems which has to solve the main question, is safety goal. And that's mainly, this is how we look at this, and then how we're going to proceed with that.
Yeah, absolutely. But for people who don't know what the Lucas Challenge is, of course, you guys have worked with Lucas de Grassi, Formula E world champion, used to be CEO of Roborace as well, still involved, obviously, working with you guys. What's it like to work with a chap like him?
I would say he's a real beast in terms of racing, and that's what makes him a really special driver, because he's not just pushing the vehicle, but he's also helping us, not in terms of how fast time we should set, but also he helps us to understand what actually a racing driver should look at, building the racing line, looking at the limits of the car, and also driving it in a really elegant way. That's the main goal, because it's not just about performance again, it's also about how smart your system should be, and that's what we learned from Lucas. This is really amazing, and Lucas is amazing. He knows that. We always say him many thanks for that, because he's making our world better from day to day.
Yeah, because obviously university teams and teams involved in Roborace may not have that driving experience like Lucas can obviously offer.
Yeah, exactly. This is what he's sharing with us. Just even the feelings will help you to design the system this way.
Yeah, you don't even think of that. And you, again, Pavel, you've mentioned the Lucas Challenge. Explain a bit more and how much it would mean for you and the team, and actually kind of this world, to finally be able to beat a racing driver, a champion.
Yeah, I think the main goal here is just to build the confidence in autonomous systems, because again, as a typical driver, I would prefer to drive my car, but if I know that the system is driving better than the world champion, this driving is much better than me 100%. This is what we're gonna do, that just to build the confidence in our software, because we are safe, we are fast, and we are just better and smarter than even top driver. And that's mainly the main goal of this challenge.
So when you beat the champion, what's next for the team?
Well, as I probably already mentioned, that we try to build unified core of our autonomous driving system, which, mainly it shouldn't matter where we are driving, because the main goal is safety, and in every way, I would say, in drifting and at the limit. And that's the goal, to be honest, because the world will not be same 100% again, because but I think the challenge for us will be to push humans to the new boundaries, to the boundaries about which we are even don't know.
Yeah, no, I love that answer. In terms of, I'm trying to go forward again. Obviously, at the moment, Roborace is one car on track at the time. How far away do you think wheel-to-wheel racing is? Is that close?
Yeah, it's really close, I would say, because as you know, the next mission will be with involvement of the ghost cars. There will be a starting grid with some ghost cars. It will be really same as starting with the autonomous wheel-to-wheel with the other vehicles. And I think we are really close for now before the next step, driving wheel-to-wheel autonomously against the real vehicles.
Yeah, well, we hope so, because that'd be pretty exciting to watch.
Yeah, to be honest, yeah, the progress is amazing this year. Where we started and where we are, I would say this is a really cool thing.
Well, that's the point of this series, isn't it? Developmental kind of series, season beta. And am I right in thinking you've been at the track today already? You're out there?
Yeah, we also try to provide and do some testing here as well, because we are going to prepare the prototype where we can test our algorithms in real time. And that's, yeah, where it was today. And also we do lots of the simulations, as you know. That's why, yeah, it's pretty challenging, but I think that we have a really cool goal, I would say, and it costs everything.
And what were the conditions like on track today? Because again, if people have been following the series so far, even though you're in Vegas, it's pretty up and down, isn't it? We've had sandstorms, we've had everything. How ideal, or were they not, the conditions for testing today?
Well, we always have to keep in mind that the conditions are changing non-linearly. You cannot even expect that, what will be at the next hour. And this is how we design our system to work in every environment, in every conditions. Because yeah, like a human, because I can drive in every condition, and why it shouldn't?
And what did you learn from today? What positive outing for you and the team?
Yeah, exactly. We learned a lot today, because yeah, you know, real world experience is always better than simulations. Because yeah, for sure, it's always a really good way to represent what we have to include in our simulations, but you can do that only by providing real world experience. That's why, yeah, we learned a lot and learn day by day, and I think that's really cool.
Can I have a last final insight? What are we going to see from Team Arrival in Mission 5?
Well, I would say our main goal for now is really stable run, and only then we're gonna take some risks with that. Because for now, as you know, yeah, we had some concerns about the stability of the software at some cases, at some really corner cases. And for now, we are working on solving every problem and building the confidence in our software, because we have to be stable 100%.
Yes, you do indeed. Stable 100%. You have so much to work on. Your job is so intense. There's so much to it that we still do not understand. So, Pavel, I think I should let you go and get back to your job in hand.
Thank
you.
You.
We'll see you at Mission 5.
Thank you, Rachel. See you.
Thanks for chatting to us. Bye, Pavel.
Bye.
I love speaking to Pavel there, and I felt like I was in the presence of someone very special, because Pavel has actually just been named in the Forbes 30 most promising Russians under 30 list in the science and technology category. So a massive congratulations to him. He was a bit too proud to kind of actually let us talk about it on the interview there. Classic Pavel. But as Pavel also mentioned, the human versus AI challenge is something that Arrival have been working on and are very proud about as well. I've actually been documenting this in a little video series. I've been watching it. I've absolutely loved it. So here's a teaser for you guys at home. I hope you enjoy it too.
This is World Heavyweight Championship of the World stuff. Blue corner, you've got Lucas Di Grassi, ex-Formula 1, Formula E world champion. In the red corner, you have Arrival. Their ADS team have created one of the fastest racing AIs on the planet. But this is a clash of the titans, make no mistake. How the Lucas Challenge came about was actually a bet.
Now it turned into a massive development for autonomous cars.
We want to be smarter than human.
It was fast. I mean, really fast.
The team has a big chance of performing really well. I hope I can still beat it.
Lucas is going to have to bring his A game.
He's going to lose.
The fight is still on, and it's all to play for.
You now want to know what happened, don't you? Well, if you want to know what happened, then you can watch that video, the full-length version, over on the Roborace Twitch channel as well, all their social media channels. So go and check it out to find out who beat who. I'm going to go and do just that. Okay, well, the next round of Roborace, Mission 5, is coming your way next month in June, like I mentioned. And we're taking place once again at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway circuit in Las Vegas, of course. And it'll be on the 18th and 19th of June. But next week, we'll be back for another episode of Inside the Circuit next Thursday, June the 3rd at 6 p.m. BST and 10 a.m. Pacific time. So make sure you join us for that one. Well, there we have it. That's the end of this. I'm pleased to say that this has been a great show. I hope you've really enjoyed getting to know Arrival a bit better. And as always, we want you guys to keep in touch. So do find us on all the Roborace social media channels, or go and find me and ask any questions that you may have on Instagram, Twitter. Keep the questions coming in. But that is it for this week's Inside the Circuit. Please do come back and join us next week for more of the same. We'll see you then. Bye.